Hey guys, good morning. What y'all doing? I am headed to do some showings. I'm actually going to go do a walk with a client to go do some measuring of a property. I will not physically be measuring anything. However, I will grant access so that all the measurements can be done. And then from there, we have some properties that we're going to be seeing. We're going to see a couple of townhomes, maybe a detached. There's a beautiful detached home I'm personally very interested in seeing. And I'm driving. And then we have one home in Marland. Hey, we'll be in Pretty Girl County, and so I'm looking forward to that. So stay tuned. All right, measuring. We are done. Do you guys remember this bow window? I learned something that day. It's not a bay window because it's shaped like a bow. So it's considered a bow window. Egress here. It's going to be a wash powder room there. Tons of counter space. This is going to be completely beautifully done. So it's considered a bow window. Egress here. It's going to be a wash powder room there. Tons of counter space. This is going to be completely beautifully done. This particular client has really impeccable taste when it comes to renovations and improvements. Hardwood floors are original. Tile. Nice long hallway. Master is really good size. And do you guys remember these jealousies from back in the day? So there's an entire room. So this house has a long story. It obviously was used previously before it was packed full of stuff, and it was tenant occupied. The tenants jammed everything in here. It really felt like the home was like a meeting place. You'll have dual sinks in both the bathrooms. Sure. Everything must go. You get redone. Paneling. I feel like in a different world when she's like, no more wire hangers. If I walk into another house with wood paneling that's been painted over.
I mean, it's charming. Can you imagine how dark it would have been if they didn't paint over it?
Mm-hmm. So it's been raining, and if you know my sentiment about rain is you should always check the basement area of any property that you're looking to purchase to see how it's holding up. We do have some noted moisture there. I think we knew that prior to. So that looks to have been fixed, but I'll confirm. We have 2 sub pumps in this area and a need for some additional remediation, let you know. So that looks to have been fixed, but I'll confirm. We have 2 sub pumps in this area and a need for some additional remediation, let you know. All right, so task 1, client 1 of the day has been taken care of. I have about an hour and a half before my next showing of properties. So we're gonna head back to the house. We're gonna deflate. More to come. Stay tuned. All right, me and my gator are back at another property. Of course, we always have no issues flipping over. Properties owner occupied. It's a tighter space than what we've seen before. But they've done a good job of maintaining this space. The railing is loose here. So it was a petite home, My client decided very quickly that that was just not where we wanted to be, but you are offset. There's definitely not going to be development in this ravine area here. On to the next one. On to the next one. All right, we're here at a detached home. Here, right here on the edge of DC. There'll be 2 HVAC units for a dual zone. We'll have a covered porch. It's quite the hill that you would sit on top of. Craftsmanship seems quite nice. Whirlpool refrigerator. You have a powder room here. It's just really the appropriate size. It's quite the hill that you would sit on top of. Craftsmanship seems quite nice. Whirlpool refrigerator. You have a powder room here. It's just really the appropriate size. Let's head to the basement, shall we? So into the basement. See, we have ample space here. Really great for entertaining. They've really done a good job. The renovations. We should have access to the exterior of the home. Smart to put your water heater under the stairs. Frees up your existing space and area. Nice renovations. Now a little cutout. And then it adds additional space to utilize it well by creating a room down here. Really a nice use of space. You really get a nice view of the neighborhood. So let's see what we have upstairs. Small landing area. Nice size wash closet. I do like this piece here. The accenting. Full length mirror across. A full tub. Again, a cutout. Do like this piece here, the accenting, full length mirror across, a full tub, again a cutout, storage, integrated. We only have 2 rooms up here, but you'll see that we did have the 3rd room downstairs. Loads of space, parking pad in the back. Some nice size master, owner, deed, occupant, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully this closet is not disappointing. I mean, for the size of the room, just a little bit, but you could easily take a couple feet and make that a full walk-in. But you don't really get space like this in DC. And make that a full walk-in. But you don't really get space like this in DC. So the last property was actually pretty nice. Detached home here in the northeast or southeast portion of DC. An amazing opportunity to move in. List price $489,900, so just at the 500 ticker, which is also an indicator if you saw my most recent post on IG, where I provided the August 2020 market stats. So that's really on par with what the median home price we're seeing in DC, which is $515. So, but anyway, what I wanted to say about that property specifically is that the developer took a risk. The risk there was, if you checked out the videos, is that the style was specific to a particular individual, in my personal opinion. It didn't follow the current trends of what is more modern, clean, updated lines. And because they chose a more of a wicker feel, that's only going to appeal to certain types. Like I was saying, when you're looking to do developments to a property, take that in mind or consideration. Where you are a developer yourself, or you're enhancing your property for your own personal look and feel, and for resale value in the future, remember that the aesthetic of the property matters, as well as the type and the quality of the improvements that you make. Also, if you're thinking about cost being a factor, there's two things or two programs that I like to recommend to you. The one is being our Real Vitalize program with Coldwell Banker. When you choose to list with me as your agent, we partner with a whole host of home advisor professionals and contractors here locally that will come in and do modernizations, improvements, interest-free on your property. And it really is a fantastic opportunity for anyone that is looking to sell their home, but they want to maximize the value and see upwards to a 25% return on that investment, or a construction renovation loan. The construction renovation loan is just that. It allows you to renovate a property via a conventional loan, refinancing that property. So talk to me more, send me a note, a DM, a message, an email. You know, I'm pretty easy to get in contact with. And for some of you guys who have already been in contact with me, you know, I answer, and I usually answer on the first call. So off to the next property we go. This is a red light, so I'm gonna stop. Bye. All right, so we are here back at a property that I showed you previously on 51st Street. One thing that I really want to highlight, the importance of coming to a property and not being afraid to do a showing of a property when it's raining or has rained, is because you really get to see a property and evaluate things that you wouldn't have thought about before. This hill is just a natural indication or sign of oncoming of a property when it's raining or has rained, is because you really get to see a property and evaluate things that you wouldn't have thought about before. This hill is just a natural indication or sign of oncoming problems to come. First and foremost, the drainage for the property that's next to here drains right into your property, what would be your future property line. There's a little bit of foliage, but not much. That reduction in foliage means that in heavy rains like we've had the last week or so in DC, you're going to be a prime target for runoff. Case in point, you'll see that the lip here is less than 6 inches. So here's a really great example of things to look for when you are looking at a property. You can see this particular property has been on the market 2 days, but it's actually been on the market much longer than that, closer to maybe 10, maybe 2 weeks almost. And it's been in a coming soon status of flattening or leveling it out when they put this door in here. So that's just really a carpentry snafu. You should, from a carpentry standpoint, be able to, with 2 fingers, push. And this is what I have to do. And that amount of resistance really indicates that there's a framing issue with the property. So it's really important that when you're going out on these, and you're with an agent, that your agent can point these things out to you and not just sell you something that looks good, because you will pay for that in the weeks, in the months, in the years to come if that person doesn't have experience. So more properties to come. Stay tuned. All right, Gator Nation, we are headed from DC, and we are right over here and headed into Marlon, if you can see the sign there. So we're gonna go see some, not new construction, but pre-construction that has been newly renovated. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the insides. We're looking at a price point of right at about $306. So lots of livable space. one of the things that I really enjoy about Maryland, not only, or Prince George's County, is not only its proximity to DC, is that, but also you can get some very ample sized lots. And what is happening now is that developers are enhancing or renovating to the same or similar standard of quality that you will find in a Northwest DC, because that is really progressing from into Southeast, and that standard of this. So we are here right off in Seat Pleasant. It's quite a community. I always have felt that the streets were a bit tight. We're gonna make a left here on Brook Road. So we have a 3-bedroom, 2.25 bath, hall closet, owner occupied, cute little COVID stand. You have a powder room here to your right. Decent size. You have what could be a lovely entertaining TV, media room, downstairs to receive folks. Mustard yellow is not my favorite color. Okay, Roxanne. Let's go outside because that looks. Francesca, let me out. Okay. That they use the proper type of wood, which is exterior wood. The bracing all seems to be good. You can't really tell whether or not the footing was set in concrete or not. But all in all, things look good. Completely fenced in, just separate access, backyard area. It's just cozy. And then there's a above deck. See this greening, it is a good indicator.
And upstairs the rooms are roomy. Well, not roomy, they're kind of small, but outside of that, I mean, I like it. I do like it.
Berber carpet, okay. Newly installed. It smells fresh up here. I think we have a winner, guys. More to come. More to come. All right. So back home I go. Hi ho, hi ho. So a nice, quiet condo community, loaded with opportunity. Decks are always very interesting because I always find that most often decks and fences are the one thing that I find quite frequent owner will not invest in. But the juice is worth the squeeze, baby. Let me tell you, because wood is only as good as the protection that you put on it. So spend about 2 hours in a day for a 3-day period and put some polyurethane on top of your wood and cover and protect it in those exposed areas. You will expand the life of the deck and you'll ensure the preservation of value. Remember, the name of the game is preservation of value. I want you guys to be successful, win. So help me help you. More advice. Home I go.